Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I am here with two amazing human beings, Sarah and Matt Olin. Welcome to our live stream today, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, we're so happy to be here.
This is going to be amazing. And I showed them this right before we went live. It's 4:30 on a Friday afternoon as we record this, so I brought wine to the party. So consider this your own personal happy hour if you're watching this with us.
I have nice water and in the last of my coffee, so we're just getting through.
We're getting everything we need to get through, which is what we're going to talk about today, which is sexy support systems. So before we dig into that, I'm going to introduce you to Matt and Sarah Olin, people who are very, very special to me. Sarah in particular, because she is the woman that changed my life. So Sarah owns a fantastic company called Lumo. It is a suite of services to support working parents, a lot of the time working moms, professionals who are trying to balance all the things, the mental load, the stress, the pressure. And so she helps them do it with grace and radical support systems. And Sarah was my very first life coach. Before I even knew what life coaching was, and if I'll be honest, like totally bought into it, I met her and instantly knew that she could help me. When I was stuck in investment banking, had this good on paper life and didn't know what I wanted, Sarah pulled me out of it and interrupted it. And we are here today because I said yes to working with her. So Sarah, I have to just give you all the love in the world for that. And I reference you on every podcast and TV show I go on.
Oh my gosh, you are the most generous person in the world, and I have to say, Lauren, you make coaching look great because you have sucked the life out of it. You've taken it and integrated it and just done all the things with it, which is the point, right? Which is what we want for people, and you're the perfect person to be supporting people and doing that with their lives. It's just it's what you were born to do. And we thank Sean Daddy too, the great originator.
Sean Daddy connected us. Yes. And it was like not a normal thing. He's like, I want you to meet this chick. And I'm like, what's going on here? So it was great. And then speaking of supporting people in communities, Matt is the founder of Charlotte is Creative, which is a nonprofit that pours resources, love, and community into the creative community here in Charlotte. He also hosts Creative Mornings, which is an international movement. And he started it in Charlotte, 7 years ago, Matt?
That's right. Yeah, we're in we've just turned the corner into year 8. So it's pretty amazing.
I know. I was so lucky to be at the 7-year celebration just a few weeks ago, and like tears were flowing. It was an amazing day. And I remember, Sarah, you were my life coach, brand new to coaching. And we had a call and you were like, I got to go, ladies. Like Matt started this thing called Creative Mornings. It's just this cool movement. And it was so new. And now 7 years later, just seeing it become what it is in the community is astounding to me.
Thank you. It's a very special thing, and it's a calling. I feel very fortunate to be able to help lead, that movement.
Well, I love that you said the word calling, because both of you have followed your calling when it might have been easier not to do so. It might have been easier to stay the old path, what we were doing before, and not going out of the comfort zone. And that's what these two are going to be talking about on stage at the Grab Life by the Goal Summit on January 7th and 8th. If you don't have your ticket, you're nuts, because you'll get to be in the room with these two, the other 6 speakers we have, and the amazing group of people that have already signed up. People are flying in from Minneapolis, Boston, New York, Nashville. So you're nuts if you don't have a ticket. Get in the room. But I want to ask you guys some questions about support systems.
Yeah.
And so I know you guys are like my role models in this, because you have support systems in your communities, your family, your coaching circles. Can you guys tell us a little bit more about that?
I'd love to. Lauren, it's funny. My business is built around support. So I think before I got into this work, I was open to support, but now I really understand what being fully supported looks like in my life and the difference that it makes. It's been a game changer for me. So I've built a career on it. And Matt and I, we do it all over the place, and we do it in small ways and in big ways. Support is such a dynamic and changing conversation, and so individual to the person, right? Yeah. About what people need and what does support look like. What support is for me is not the same as what support looks like for Matt or for you. So it's a really, really exciting topic. And I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah. Just to add on to that, I mean, Oh, the dog's barking, Sarah. I hear that. Um, you know, having support with each other, inside the container of our family has been something that we've been very intentional about and practicing for years. But also over the years, we figured out that, we need support outside of that container as well. I mean, it became clear to me that all the support that I need, Sarah can't necessarily be the person that is, that she is the sole accountability partner for me in my life, and vice versa as well. So Sarah has, support structures, scaffolding of support around her business and in her life. I'm in a men's group that I attend every week. So we've created both inside and outside support that is meaningful and effective for each of us.
Yes, and I love how you've done it intentionally and identified the different areas you need support, because you guys are right. I make this mistake with Sean Daddy all the time. I use him as my therapist, and he's like, one, this sucks. Two, I don't know how to do therapy. Right. And I treat him sometimes like a girlfriend when I really need a girlfriend support system at the moment, or I need a proper coach, or I need an expert. I don't want to barf my stuff onto him, but I do. And so being intentional about where to get the different types of support you need is huge.
Yeah. And it's not a one size fits all thing. Like Matt and I, there was a point a few years ago, we had a personal assistant for the family, and we don't have her anymore. At that time, we really needed additional support. We've had a couples therapist at different times. Because we are not the same all the time as people. So our support needs to evolve and be fluid. What I needed 5 years ago is not the same as what I need today.
Yeah. And, the other thing is we're both in the business of supporting others.
Right.
Sarah is supporting individual clients, teams large and small in the corporate world, etc. My co-founder, Tim, and our team over at Charlotte is Creative, we're in the business of supporting the creative community in the region. And so it has become abundantly clear to us, to both of us, that if we're not setting up accountability and support for ourselves, we are not going to be effective at supporting others out in the world. It's just one of those things that you just have to own that the truth of that.
That's really well said. And a lot of people coming to this conference are leaders. They're entrepreneurs or they're corporate badasses. And Sarah, I should mention, was my coach trainer at Accomplishment Coaching. So I went through a year-long coach training program. Sarah was the trainer. And there was a concept in that class called like leader self-care or leader care.
Yeah.
And it's that concept. Like, how can we pour into others and lead and set an example and create change if we're depleted? And I love that you guys mentioned personal assistant, men's group, therapists, coaches, team members at your company, right? And like all of us have supported each other's business endeavors as friends. We've spoken at each other's things. I'm so pumped to speak at Creative Mornings and help the Entrepreneurship Initiative in January. Sarah, you've done so much for my business. I'd love to come in and train for your company. Just having those homies that are there for you in a non-agenda way is huge, in my opinion.
Totally. And it's so funny. Today, I was having a really hard day and I was getting on a team call, and I got on the call and I had 2 proposals to put together. My partner had 2 proposals. There was just piles and piles of work. And I was really upset. And I said, I can't do this work right now. I need support. I need emotional support. I need you all to just talk to me. And I think that, people can get stopped around money and resources, and I can't afford the support that I need. And I'll tell you what, you can get really creative, and there's many, many ways to get supported. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about: support that doesn't cost a damn thing. And, really understanding what we need as people so that we can have our needs met, be leaders, be ballers, be badasses, because it's the biggest cliche and it's the most true thing in the world. If at Luma we say handle your scandal, and that means handle your well-being, handle yourself, handle your own needs, get your ass supported so you can go and be great for everyone else in your life.
It's beautiful. Matt, do you have anything to add when it comes to support systems?
Well, just that I think that there are these wonderful tools that we've been introduced to over the years, and some of which we've even come up, developed on our own. So that keeps it fun and effective, right? So, we can have Sarah and I can have a supportive conversation and just sort of freewheel it, right? Or we can have what we call an intentional dialogue, which is a tool that our couples counselor taught us. And so there are these great tools out there that are versions of support that you can one-on-one, on your own, or with groups. And so I think, Sarah, that's something that we should probably share with the conference attendees too, are some of the tools that we've learned along the way, the support tools that we've learned.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Sarah, do you remember, this is like personal TMI, maybe 5 years ago, Sarah came to our house when she was my coach, and Sean and I were having some marriage breakdowns. And you facilitated an exercise with us that actually was an actual turning point. So sometimes having a third party support system can be huge. Sometimes it's great to do on your own. Sometimes bringing in that person, like Sarah, I'll never forget that conversation in our living room. It changed everything.
Yeah, I remember. And I've done that with so many couples, Lauren, because we get stopped in relationship and where everyone's attached to their position, their stuff is up. It's so challenging.
Yep.
It's great to have an outside perspective that doesn't have an agenda and is just there to listen and care for you and maybe reflect some things in a loving way that might not be working.
Beautifully said. Can you guys see why you need to come to this conference and take a good hard look at the support systems you need and maybe ask yourself the questions you haven't asked yourself? Like these two are saying things. I'm taking mental notes. I'm like, I need some more support. And they're right in that you can get it without spending a lot of money. That's exactly why we're having the Grab Life by the Goals conference, so that you can come, and it's a few $100 for a weekend. So it is an investment, but you will meet 150 like-minded people. We have a Slack channel going for everybody who signs up. They get immediately added to the Slack channel. People are already chattering. People are already making coffee plans and such. So we are handing you on a silver platter a network of support system. And this isn't like networking. This is like cool people that want to see you win. So get your booty. Sarah, are you going to say something?
I just have to say, if you are an entrepreneur and you are interested, you're under-supported, you want to grow yourself and your business, you will not find a better, kinder, more welcoming room of people to be in. You will leave with new business. You will leave with new business. I mean, you just will. You would have to sit under a rock not to in that room.
Not to leave with new business.
People are so generous and want to help.
You're right. And the mix of entrepreneurs and corporate leaders and nonprofit, I mean, the room is banging. So laurenwidrick.com/summit. The Olins have a discount code, 10% off if you enter Olin, but you're watching this during our flash sale. So if you're watching this like today, go enter the code GIFT, GIFT, for 50% off. If you miss that, enter the code Olin, OLIN, for 10% off. And we better see you there. Entrepreneurs, dreamers, creatives, corporate badasses, we want to see you in this room to help you get radically supported.
It's going to be
Thank
good.
you so much. I love you
We're
both.
at blast. Yes, I can't wait. Thank you
It's
so
going to
much.
be amazing.
Love
All right.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers. Cheers
Bye.
to the freaking weekend.
Yes, enjoy your weekend.